I'm ready. I am ready.
There's a lot of pressure there. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Laura Morano, and you are listening to Radio Disney's For the Record. And guys, I have some pretty awesome guests here. Are you ready? I have Steve Aoki and Louis Tomlinson. Woo! Guys, I'm so excited you're here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I was just, everyone tuning in, I was just telling them how I sometimes forget to press the record button, but the button is pressed, so we're good to go. We're about to have the best interview ever. So are you guys prepared?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to kind of talk about you guys separately before we talk about you guys together, if that's cool. I want to talk about kind of how you both got into music, like how that happened. So I know, Steve, you went to UC, you went to SB,
Yeah,
and kind of
UCSB.
pursued it there.
Yeah.
You're from Miami, but you moved here, or
I was born in Miami, but I was raised in Southern California, Newport Beach.
amazing
And,
twins?
yeah,
Not the
so,
Miami part, the
like
SoCal.
in the OC, you know, it's like punk and hardcore is a mainstay. It's like that's what all the kids do is go to hardcore shows and that's how I got into music. I just picked up a guitar, picked up a microphone, started singing in bands and playing.
And no
music
one
like that.
in no one in your family does music, or it just kind of came from you, or
My brother used to listen to. He was a mod, so he's 10 years older than me. So when he was 16, and I was like 6 or 7, I got introduced to, the Jam and the Smiths and the Who and cool moped bands.
as a 6-year-old, which
Yeah,
is
yeah. I
amazing.
just would look up to my brother like he's like my mentor. So
Oh, amazing.
that was the start.
Okay, and so then when you went to like Santa Barbara, you were like,
By the time I was in college, I was already in band. So I was like, all right, let's do some shows. I had a living room. We put on shows in our living room. We had bands come through. I started my label Dimmock there in that living room, and
so cool.
So
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
And how did you get into programming? That's always my big question, because it's like if you don't have someone kind of in the family teaching you how to program, you really have to like learn it all yourself, and it's like
Yeah,
It
it
takes
was
time.
all non-traditional. Like everything, I picked up guitar. I played in a band with other friends that didn't know how to play instruments, so we all learned together.
Amazing.
It's like the
Nice.
best. You kind of like grow with your friends, and you figure it out. You stumble and you fall together, pick each other up,
Awesome.
and learn that way. That's kind of how I did everything through life, pretty much.
which it's a good way to
Yeah,
learn,
it's a
especially
good
when you
motto.
have people around you. So that's awesome. Okay, so Louis,
Mm.
so how did this whole love affair with music start? Like you were doing it in high school, kind of like you were.
Yeah, I mean, I dabbled a little bit. At school, we had like these little talent competitions every now and then. That, like people in the year would put on a little performance. I think I was about 14 when I did my first performance. So I suppose I was quite late. But then after that, just the feeling I got. I mean, it was like performing to like 50 people in my school, but it was a great feeling. So it was something that I chased then. And I did like school productions, I did Grease, and I was Danny in
Amazing.
Grease, and that was pretty much the deciding point. Those 3 days that I did of the school production was like, yeah, I really want to try this. So then I auditioned for the X Factor, and now here I am.
Oh, what? I mean, incredible. So how did you guys meet? Like, how did that situation happen?
So I was on kind of a bit of a lad trip in Vegas, a bit of a holiday in Vegas, and I was meant to be watching Calvin Harris. And Calvin pulled out for whatever reason, so that Steve did the gig.
I got lucky.
And honestly, we were
Oh my gosh.
absolutely blown away by the show. It was like unbelievable. It's like so much fun. So
Oh,
much
that's
fun.
so sweet. And you guys hadn't met before. This is
No.
literally-
And then
Amazing.
I just reached out to him on good old Twitter, and yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
And Louis was actually really incognito because no one told. Usually, when a celebrity comes in the club, they're like, "All right, so and so is here," And I found out later on that
Like
I was
when he
"Oh,
tweeted you.
Louis Tomlinson from One Direction was in the club." I'm like, "Oh shit, that's great."
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that you tweet him. That is so like our generation.
Oh,
And I-
definitely.
but it's
It
like a
still
really,
works.
it's super useful for
It's
sure.
absolutely useful, especially
Definitely.
with artist to artist.
Oh, it's no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think I saw Sia like a few months ago literally like tweet Drake being like, hey, I don't have a way of contacting you besides this, but let's like collab. And I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's smart. Yeah.
Sia and
Yeah.
Drake.
yeah.
Twitter.